And if you could join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all. Thank you. A couple quick things before we get going. Last night, the high school building committee mentioned the public or community meeting on June 29th. It should be May 29th. So cross it off one place on your calendar, put it on another. And I'd like to thank the folks who are helping us: Juliana McGrain, Kai Gia, Ali Wazuski, and Eric Kilburn. Thank you guys, folks, for all your help tonight. And another thing I should have done on Monday is ask all the brand new town meeting members if you please stand up so we can see who you are, and give us a name and a precinct. We'll start over here.
Wait.
Thank you, Rosemary.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, sorry. You?
Wayne Root, Precinct 4.
Thank you, Wayne.
Paul Cody, SIP Precinct 1.
Paul.
Bill Gaffney, Precinct 5.
Thank you. Anthony Clark, Precinct 6.
Matt DeNiro, Precinct 6.
Bob Young, Precinct 3.
Thank you. All right. Well, let's pick up where we left off. On Article 4-13. Recreation Athletic Fields Improvement Program, $200,000 to be spent under the Recreation Commission. Ways and Means, Mr. Davison. Mike, down here.
Thank you. Ways and Means voted 13-0 in favor of this.
Thank you. Capital Budget, Mr. Woods.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital Budget voted 4-0 in favor.
Thank you. Recreation Commission, your vote?
It's my first night.
Wait 5 seconds.
Recreation voted 3-0 in favor.
Thank you. Any questions on this article?
I'm on my way.
Mr. Bell.
I'm on my way. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Roger Bell, Precinct 6. Exactly how is this money divided up? How many fields are actively need to be worked on, and what exactly is going to take place for this amount of money?
Mr. Moderator. Thank you. Brendan Egan, Director of Parks and Recreation. This is a repeat of a request last year that was passed. We have replaced, well, let me just jump back. We had our outdoor facility master plan completed, and we are taking projects off of that list. For athletic fields, that list includes backstops. We've done backstops, fencing, player benches, and those type of things around town. Amenities at athletic fields.
Does this also include fields for either grammar or high school as well?
All athletic fields in town.
Okay, thank you.
Anything further? Seeing nothing, let's vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Article carries. 4-14, recreation, fencing, walkway, and trees. Ways and Means, please.
Ways and Means supported this 13-0.
Thank you. Capital budget?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital budget voted 4-0 in favor.
Thank you. And the Recreation Commission?
Recreation voted 3-0 in favor.
Thank you. Any questions from the body on this? Seeing none, we'll put it to a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 4-15, recreation basketball court replacement, $150,000 to be spent under the direction of the Recreation Commission.
115.
150.
115.
It's printed wrong.
It was
It's-
printed wrong in the original, but it got fixed.
Oh, is it?
It's correct in the backup.
Well,
What is it?
the problem is, it's printed in the warrant as 150, in which case the moderator would consider an amendment to change it to 115.
So moved.
Discussion on changing the number. All those in favor of changing the number? Thank you. Opposed? Thank you. Okay, now we'll ask for Ways and Means vote. Doug, Ways and Means vote on the 115?
13-0.
Thank you. Capital budget.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital budget voted 4-0 in favor.
And the Recreation Commission on 115, is that an okay number?
Yep, that's what we voted on, 115,000, and we voted 5-0 in favor.
Thank you. Questions from the body on this? Yes, sir.
Hi, Kevin Clusi, Precinct 2. I was just wondering, are the hoops at these basketball courts going to be 10 feet or 9.5?
Mr. Egan, please.
Thank you. Great question. They will be 10 feet.
Okay.
All new hoops in support systems and everything.
Perfect, thank you.
Yep.
Anything else?
It's a very tall man.
If you'd make them like 7 or 8 feet, maybe I could dunk. You got that? Seeing nothing further, let's put it to a vote. All those in favor? Thank you. Opposed? Motion carries. 4-16, Simons Park Accessible Walkway, $100,000 to be spent under the Recreation Commission. Ways and Means, please, Doug.
Ways and Means supported this motion 13-0.
Thank you. Capital budget?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital budget voted 4-0 in favor.
Thank you. And the Recreation Commission?
Recreation Commission voted 5-0 in favor.
Thank you. Any questions from the body on this? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Kevin Spielberger, Precinct 4. Since this is a unique park that it also is funded by the trust, just curious why is the money coming out of from the town versus not the trust this time?
Sure. Mr. Moderator. Thank you.
Mr. Egan, please, go ahead.
Thank you. There is money coming from the trust as well. There's $25,000 coming from the trust. The trust is very supportive of projects and activities at the park, but they do not want to be the sole funding source for the maintenance activities and improvements at the park.
Anything further? Seeing none, all those in favor? Thank you. Opposed? Thank you. 4-16 passes. 4-17, recreation pickup truck replacement. $105,000 to be spent by the Recreation Commission. Ways and Means.
Ways and Means supported this 13-0.
Capital budget.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital budget voted 4-0 in favor.
Thank you. Recreation Commission.
Recreation voted 5-0 in favor.
Thank you. Questions from the body on this?
Thank you. Bob Young, Precinct 3.
Have you been recognized yet, Mr. Young?
I'm sorry.
Everybody has to wait till I recognize them.
My bad.
Mr. Young, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I'm noticing that this is a Ford 350 pickup. Wondering if a Ford 150 or a different model might serve the purpose.
Mr. Egan.
Thank you. The 350, this vehicle will be used plowing on the roads and parking lots, and the 350 is a sturdier truck, bigger vehicle to be able to do that. All of our vehicles plow. I don't think we have anything under a 350.
And this is a gas vehicle?
This is a gas vehicle, yes.
Okay. There's really very little information that I can see here about what's actually in it. Maybe I missed it, but did you look at other models? I mean, are you trying in your mind to get the most cost-effective vehicle, whether it's Ford, Chevy, Dodge?
Mr. Egan.
When we need to replace a vehicle, all of our vehicles are Fords. I work with central maintenance, vehicle maintenance, and work with them on the best vehicle to fit our needs, what we're replacing.
Thank you.
Anything further? Seeing nothing? All those in favor? Opposed? Truck carries. 4-18, a Toro mower replacement, $150,000 to be spent by the Recreation Commission. Ways and Means, please. Doug.
Ways and Means supported this request 13-0.
Thank you. Capital budget.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital budget voted 4-0 in favor.
Thank you. Recreation Commission. Mr. Norton.
Sorry, Mr. Moderator. Recreation voted 5-0 in favor.
Thank you. Any questions? Mr. Webb.
Hello. Dave Webb, Precinct 7. Brendan, just a quick question. Now you've been able to get along with the one mower, and now you want two. I'm not surprised you need two for the whole town grass, but I just wondered how you're able to get along with one, now you need two.
Mr. Egan.
Thank you. Currently, we have two 16-foot wide area mowers. This particular model has over 5,000 hours on it and is 10 years old. So we still have one wide area mower that will go out and can drive over the road. This one no longer is registered to drive on the road. We trailer it around town. Unfortunately, last year, both of our wide area mowers went down at the same time. Fortunately, we had an opportunity to demo one of these 12-foot zero-turn platforms. So it's a large mower with a zero-turn platform. In the flexibility that it offered, in the speed in which we can change the height of the decks. So as you probably noticed around town, we have very long grass. We're catching up on it. This will allow us to cut it at one height, get off the field, lower the decks quickly, and go back and cut it at a second height so it's not clumping. These allow us more flexibility and maneuverability on sites that we're currently trying to work with 16-foot, and we will be trailering them. to save on wear and tear.
Anything further? Seeing nothing. All those in favor? Thank you. Opposed? (4-19), Town Common Bandstand and Walkways, $350,000 to be spent under the direction of the Select Board. Mr. DeBona, I hear you have something to say on this.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Jeff DeBona, Precinct 3. I would like to amend this article from $350,000 down to $303,401, removing the gazebo from the warrant article. I found out about this recently, that the gazebo needed repairs at the Select Board meeting. So after talking with Mr. Egan, members of the Select Board, Town Administrator, to give everyone a little bit of history, my uncle Joe Visco built the gazebo on the Common, and Robert Murray of Cafe Escadrille, Murray Hills, he paid for it. So when I found that out, I said, look, ask Mr. Murray, what do you think? He said, you facilitate it, I'll pay for it again. So we'd like to make that donation to the town for that and have no cost to the taxpayer. So I don't know many people that will give a 52-year warranty on something, but Mr. Murray is willing to, as well as myself, to help facilitate it.
Thank you, Mr. DeBona. Could you read the number again?
It is 4-9.
No, the cost.
Oh, the number is $303,401.
Okay. Thank you. We have an amendment. We have a second. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, we'll vote on it. All those in favor? Thank you. Opposed? Okay, now that brings us back. Thank you, Mr. DeBona and Mr. Murray. Brings us back to the main motion. Ways and Means, please.
Ways and Means supported the original number 13-0. We're happy to change that.
Capital budget.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital budget voted 4-0 in favor of the original amendment.
Thank you.
We would support this.
Select Board.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Select Board has voted this 5-0.
Did anybody else take a position on this, to direct vote on it? I guess not.
We supported it unanimously, 5-0.
Okay. Let's open this for discussion. Any questions, comments from the body? Seeing nothing? All those in favor? Thank you. Opposed? Motion carries. Yes, Myrna. Ms. Saltman. Whoa, I can't hear you, Myrna. Here we go.
I apologize. Myrna Saltman, Precinct 2. I'm not asking for the over-under on tonight's Celtics game, but I'd like to know how many of our 126 are here.
There was at least 76.
Trombones?
I don't have the latest number. We'll get it for you, Myrna.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, 4-20 from the School Department, Curriculum K through 8 Literacy, $578,700 to be spent under the direction of the school committee. Ways and Means, Mr. Davison.
Ways and Means supported this 14-0.
Thank you. Mr. Wood?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital Budget voted 4-1 to support it.
Thank you. School committee vote?
School committee voted 5-0 in favor.
Thank you. Any questions from the body on this? I guess we're going to have a few. Dr. Conti, would you like to speak on it first? Or wait for questions? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Cynthia Kazanjian, Precinct 7. I have a question for the school committee in regard to the comparison of Burlington to Lawrence and how the decision was made to take this particular curriculum since it was looked at in Lawrence. Can someone help me with that?
Dr. Conti, please.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you.
There are many districts that are using this curriculum, not just Lawrence. So we looked at it also in Hamilton Wenham. We looked at it in Bedford. And on our site visit to Hamilton Wenham, Lexington joined us on that site visit. So there are many districts that are adopting this amplified curriculum. It is one of the state-approved curriculum. It does reflect the science of reading, and we went through a 12-month process to select it, and our teachers felt this was the best match for the children in their classrooms.
Mr. Bell, and then we'll come over here.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Roger Bell, Precinct 6. Dr. Conti, if you might explain why this comes through the particular avenue that we're voting on as opposed to a part of the school budget?
Dr. Conti.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. This is basically a one-time startup. This is a 10-year change in our elementary, our kindergarten through grade 5 literacy program. Mr. Bell, there are lots of initial startup costs and training that we need to do this moving forward. So in fiscal 27, when there are consumable needs that maintain the program, those will be in the school's operating budget.
So there's no guarantee that it's going to be included depending on how it's received?
This is through the moderator, I'm sorry. This is an initial purchase of the curriculum materials, books, consumables, everything. We have to buy all the materials first, and those materials we will continue to utilize in future years, and we'll just use as we need the consumable, the workbooks, things like that. Those will be in the school's operating budget. This is the initial purchase of the program.
Okay, thank you.
Back over here. Yes.
Thank you. Mimi Hicks Highland, Precinct 1. Dr. Conti, I just have some delineation questions. Looking at the warrant article, the Amplify curriculum and professional development are listed on one line item for $430,566. I'm wondering, of that total amount, how much is the curriculum and how much is professional development? And then I have some further breakdown questions.
Dr. Conti, please.
Mr. Moderator, Ms. Hicks Island, I think $70,000 for professional development, so the balance would be the program.
And for the professional development, what percentage of the teachers, classroom teachers who will be using this curriculum will be participating in that professional development? Is it like what grades, how many of the staff or what percentage of the staff will have actual professional development on it?
All of them. So this is going to be a K-5 adoption and implementation.
Okay, thank you. And then I have another question. There are 3 different consultants mentioned here. Dr. John P.D.
Road, yeah.
Pardon me?
Road is his name.
I'm not going to even attempt that, but that individual Gail Lovett and Kateri Thunder, and they have significantly different costs associated with them. And I just, if you could please help us to understand what the difference is, like how many hours are these people used, and just to get some understanding for why these costs and why the differences in those costs. Thank you.
Dr. Conti.
Through the moderator, Ms. McSilent, it is exactly because of the different hours that we feel that we need from each one of them. This particular program embeds lots of the other subject areas into it, so we have to bring in some folks to make sure that we're teaching science through this program, social studies program, and it has connections to math as well, which is why we are bringing those consultants in, and it really depends on the degree those subjects are incorporated and the amount of hours that we are projecting that we need their expertise.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Kevin Clusi, Precinct 2. I was just wondering if we can get some clarification as to what is in the curriculum. Our town has recently been in the news regarding Burlington parents being outraged over explicit questions in a middle school survey. So I want to make sure that we won't be voting on any curriculum that has inappropriate information in it.
Dr. Conti.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I'm not sure of every story that is in the curriculum. I'm assuming it's age relevant for elementary. We did have parents look at the curriculum as part of the 12-month adoption process. We brought it before our CPAC, which is our special education parents, our LPAC, and it was also, which is for our English language learner parent advisory committee, and it was also made available to parents when we went through a process with other programs. So again, I can't name every story at every level, but parents were part of this selection process.
Ms. Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Betsy Hughes, Precinct 7. Dr. Conti, I have a question about how you're going to measure the results of the effectiveness of this program after we're putting a significant amount of money into that. How will we know whether it's actually accomplishing what we're trying to accomplish in challenging our children and increasing the quality of their education? Thank you.
Dr. Conti.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Ms. Hughes, there's really no guarantee, but what we do every year is we look for growth for every student in terms of where they start. We screen them 3 times a year, so where they start the year, where they are in the middle part of the year, where they are at the end part of the year. And so we would continue to look at our growth scores with this particular program, and hopefully we would see an increase with those programs. The way I think about it is we're trying to provide the best environment for all kids to be successful. There are very good research results with this particular program. So every 10 years or so, we need to, like we talk about here often, put a new surface on one of our fields, like on Varsity Field. We have to put a new turf on the field. We're creating the best and safest environment for our kids. We can't guarantee wins, but we still need to do that. So I would say this is a very highly regarded research-based program that reflects the latest that is known in the science of reading. We monitor students' growth, and so we're hoping to see larger growth scores and across all learners. I think that's sort of one of the benefits of this program is it really provides all students what they need when they need it, because they all come to us at different places and we want to see them all grow. Literacy or reading, I would say, is probably the most important thing that we do at the elementary school level in terms of setting students up for success throughout their learning, their public education career. So it's a really important adoption for us, and it really was our first priority looking at our the money that was provided for one-time expenses for this year.
Ms. Wang.
Z. Wine, Precinct 5. I think first, I have a question about the warrant. It says K-8, and then the backup says K-5. So I don't know, do we need to make an amendment?
I heard it. Mr. Moderator, it is a K through 5 adoption. If it said K through 8, then that was a mistake on our part. It is a K through 5 adoption.
Okay, thanks. Also, my understanding, this program has been around since 2013, so a little bit over 10 years. How many programs did you compare before pick this one? And then also, do you have any plans for 9 to 12?
Dr. Conti, please.
This is one of 4 programs that we looked at. All 4 were endorsed and approved by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education at the state and reflect the latest research. I think there might have been an early version in 2017. I think the version that we are adopting is it's the newest one. I think it was published in 2024, I believe. So all of these programs have a history and they've evolved, and this is the latest version of this particular program.
See, Ms. Wang, yes, do you have a follow-up?
I mean, did you answer my second question?
Dr. Conti, what are we missing?
Oh, Plan 9 through 12, Mr. Moderator.
All right.
Again, I apologize. Next year, we're looking actually at grades 6 through 8 first, and then we'll look at 9 through 12. It's a bit of a different process because this is about this program is more about teaching students to read. 9 through 12, it would be applying the reading that they have, so it would be a different process. But next year, we're looking at our 6 through 8 literacy program.
Anything further? Yes, that's Mr. Lozano. Down here, please.
Bill Asano, Precinct 4. Could one of you speak to Dr. John's involvement with the PD? How many visits does that $24,000 include? I know we fly him up from Virginia. Just wondering how many visits that is, how many hours that he may be up here. And will it be just focused on the implementation of this curriculum? Because I know in the past he has worked with, the entire K through 12 teacher population. So just, I guess, more specifics about Dr. John's involvement and what is core win work? Is that a particular program? What is that?
Dr. Conti, please.
Mr. Masano, I didn't hear the last question. I'm sorry. What is
the core win work? Is that the company he works for?
Yes.
Is that the publisher?
Corwin is the publisher. That's who contracts him out. So that's who we're working with. That's why it was referenced there. I'm not sure how many in-person he has, but he did most of his work this year virtually. So we don't pay for him to come up all the time. And I think he is looking at sort of lesson plan design, which apply to all grades and all levels. And I think he's going to be focusing a lot on lesson plan design connected to the literacy program moving forward.
Okay, thank you very much.
Anything further?
Raise your hand.
Mr. Young.
Bob Young, Precinct 3. Someone touched on this, but I'd like to have some more specifics, maybe others would as well. That's about benchmarks. How often will that happen? And will that come directly from you, Dr. Conti? I'd like to know how often and what that form might take.
Dr. Conti, benchmarks.
Mr. Young, benchmarks. So again, as stated, we screen all of our students 3 times a year, fall, winter, end of year. It's on a standardized test called iReady, and that we measure their proficiency in literacy. We also, that would be 3 times a year. And then we also have what we call progress monitoring tools. So every 6 to 9 weeks, if there's a student who's behind, we are monitoring them on those particular skills. And we have other standardized assessments for those skills. So the students are screened all the time. I like to say in Burlington, there's no anonymous students or anonymous readers. So I'm not creating any of these. We're using, again, the scientifically sort of researched progress monitoring tools and screening tools to make sure everyone is making progress.
Thank you, Dr. Conti.
Okay. That sounds okay for as far as it goes, if I'm understanding you correctly. It sounds like the students and the parents would understand where they stand, and the teachers and the administrators. This body, you're asking to spend over $500,000. When do the townspeople get a report? I would wonder if it's coming from you to give us an update, because it sounds like after tonight, this body's not going to hear anything about it. At least that's how I'm understanding it. Maybe you can clarify.
Dr. Conti.
Through the moderator, Mr. Young, we often have those conversations with the school committee. I don't sort of come back to town meeting to talk about reading scores. I certainly would be willing to if that's Mr. Moderator, if you want, but
It's never been on the agenda, Bob.
But we
I don't think that's what I'm asking. I'm wondering if you're going to write a letter.
You asked the question about coming back to us.
Okay,
I'm
then
telling you,
maybe
it has never been on the agenda. If you wish to them to come back to us and report on it, you have to get it on the warrant.
Okay. There could be multiple ways that we can be informed. I would like to have as much transparency about this for everybody that's sitting in this room and everybody that's outside this room that pays the taxes, to know what the progress is. And
Bob, you've made your point, please.
thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Let's move forward. Yes, ma'am, back here.
Hi, Kathleen Calusi, Precinct 2. So the amount we're supposed to be voting on is $578,000. And you say it's just K through 5, but here there's 2 amounts for grades 6 through 8 for $5,000 each. Does that mean that's not included in this warrant?
yes, again, it's the K through 5 adoption. The 7 and 8, I think might have been in an earlier version of the backup. This is a K through 5 adoption.
So that $10,000 will not be included in this?
I don't believe it is included in the calculation. Is it? Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Mr. Moderator.
Dr. Conti.
Dr. Chen just told me the 5,000 was to pilot. As I said, next year we're going to be looking to adopt in grades 6 through 8. So the 5,000 was for a one-time pilot for us to look at middle school programs for adoption next year.
Okay, well, as far as the Wit and Wisdom pilot, I would like everybody to know that I've heard from people in other towns who do have that there is sexually explicit material in that, and that's what we're battling here in town. So I'd like people to know that before they're voting for this, that I have heard that there are, and if you are wanting us to vote on material, you really should know what's in the reading. So you said you don't know what is in the reading, but you really should as a school committee. So it's hard to vote on something if you don't know what's in the material and want us to vote for the money for it.
Dr. Conti. Hey, that's enough, please.
Again, through the moderator, this was a 12-month adoption process. The program that we are asking you to support is one of the state programs that they have endorsed. I don't know all the individual stories that are used, and parents did see the materials prior to making this recommendation. If Wit and Wisdom proves, we'll certainly have parents involved in the adoption process for the middle school. If Wit and Wisdom doesn't have content that parents agree with, then we won't make that recommendation next year.
Are all parents able to view this? Because you're saying parents, that could be just a handful, and there could be some unassuming parents who have not seen it or don't know the material and then are...
Dr. Conti.
Again, all parents have always been welcome. We had literacy night that we sent out to all parents. I haven't sent it around to all parents, but all parents were welcome to participate.
Okay, I'd just like parents to be aware that there might be issues.
Yes, Ms. Kim.
Christine Kim, Precinct 4. Since these items are normally in the operating budget, I didn't notice reflected a reduction in the related expenses in the operating budget. Will we see that in next year's budget for this?
Dr. Conti.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. There was a reduction in the operating budget this year of roughly around $125,000 for the consumable materials of our current literacy program. If you adopt this tonight, we won't be purchasing those consumables in the operating budget, and we'll be using the one-time purchases of this new program. And then moving forward, to maintain this program, the supplemental, sort of usable materials will be moved into the operating budget. This is a one-time cost to purchase the initial textbooks, recordings, technology that goes with this comprehensive literacy program.
Thank you.
Ms. Hughes.
Betsy Hughes, Precinct 7. I want to make sure that what we have printed in the warrant is actually what you want us to vote on. I think there's some question about whether it should say K through 5 or K through 8 and whether the number is correct. So can we just validate that, please?
Again, this is for a K-5 adoption. I'm not sure where it says K-8. There are 2 pilots happening at the middle school that are part of this warrant that are going to be, again, one time, which is why it's in the warrant for 6 through 8, but this is for a K-5 literacy adoption.
It says K through 8 right on the warrant article.
The warrant's a misprint, you said.
Again, I think that's incorrect. This is a K-5 literacy adoption with 2 pilots for the middle school. So this is for materials for kindergarten through grade 5.
Okay, the moderator would consider a motion to change the name of the second. Well, so all in favor of changing 4-20 to school curriculum K-5 literacy? All those in favor? Thank you. Opposed? Done. Now, do we have any further questions on this issue, on this thing? Ms. Lohr.
Sharon Laurie, Precinct 3. Dr. Conti, I'm concerned because, as we all know, there's issues going around in the middle school.
Please hold the microphone up.
I'm concerned because there's issues going on in the middle school, and Dr. Conti has stated that he has not vetted this program. Secondly, I would like to know, is there a problem with the current program that's in place? Why the change?
I didn't get it. Try again, please. We're not hearing you well.
Can't hear me?
I believe I understood why change is because this reflects the latest research and in terms of the science of reading, and every 10 years we need to upgrade some of our curriculum materials, just like we need to resurface an athletic field. So the materials that we're using need to be replaced. We are replacing them because we feel it is in the reflects the best research, and this was the best match for the students in their classrooms according to all of the educators that participated in the selection process.
May I respond?
What?
I want to respond.
Go
Can
ahead.
you hear me? I'm not sure if you can hear me. I'm sorry. So you stated you had not vetted this program. That's problematic.
Again, the program was vetted over 12 months by a group of approximately 25 to 30 educators. There were principals involved. There were parents who had seen the program. We visited 3 or 4 districts that were using this program. The program, I believe, was vetted very carefully.
You did not vet the program.
That's, Ms. Lord, you're stepping on thin ice, please. You're out of line. Yeah, back over here. So you've already spoken once.
Yes.
Let's get this down.
Mimi Bix Highland, Precinct 1. First, I want to say that I am going to support this, but I do have a question, because when the benchmark question was raised, Dr. Conte, you mentioned that the iReady is what is used to assess students at 3 different times in the school year. I'm just curious, I was surprised to hear that. I didn't know that it would continue to be the iReady. I believe the iReady is not tied to the amplified curriculum, so that means, if that is accurate, the district is making a choice to use the iReady. Could you just offer a rationale for why the iReady? And I will just share that as a parent, I'm biased against the iReady, but if you could just help me understand why that benchmark grew. Thank you.
Dr. Conte.
Ms. Bix Highland, we're using several benchmarks. We use iReady as a screener 3 times a year. We also use DIBELS 8, which is aligned to the amplified curriculum, and we use that much more frequently because it's a progress monitoring tool, not a screener. So we really have a couple tools that we use. The iReady is more of a large-scale general screener to look at our student progress based on sort of national norms and other criteria.
Yes, I understand, but I'm just wondering, has your team considered using a different screener ever? Has that ever been a consideration?
Dr. Conte.
I think through the moderator, we use DIBELS as a second screener for the students who need that.
No, I understand, but for the iReady specifically, has this district ever considered using a different screener than the iReady?
So again, what Dr. Chen is telling me is DIBELS is our screener, iReady is our secondary screener. Have we considered something other than iReady? We have not recently considered something different than iReady.
Thank you.
Mr. Schmuckler, I believe you haven't spoken yet.
Mark Smuckler, Precinct 7. Curious about whether or not the district is considering programs in other K-5 areas like science and math, and whether or not we're looking to see that in the future.
We're getting a little bit out of line here, out of the subject matter. We're talking about a K-5 literacy issue. What they do with science is immaterial, I'm afraid, at this point. So let's just focus on this one.
I can answer very quickly, Mr. Moderator.
Go ahead, Dr. Conte.
With this particular program, a lot of those other subjects are embedded into the program. So science and social studies is embedded because it's there to support literacy skills. So it's a more comprehensive program than we're currently using.
Yes, sir, back here.
Kevin Clusi, Precinct 2. I was just wondering, given the recent change that we just voted on to make this K through 5, if we can strike out the last 2 funding portions for $5,000 each for a total of $10,000 that are related to 6 through 8.
Are you making a motion toward, are you asking to amend the motion?
Correct.
Is there a second? All those in, I believe, Dr. Conti, you've answered this question. I'll let you answer it again about why that $5,000 is there.
We're trying to pilot literacy programs so that we can come to you next year and ask for a 6 through 8 literacy adoption, and we are piloting materials next year.
Thank you. Any questions on this? Mr. Pearson.
Monty Pearson, Precinct 3. Mr. Moderator, I believe that we are getting deep into the weeds of the curriculum and the practices of the school committee, and I would like to suggest that rather than approve this amendment, that we go on and vote on the entire package, because I think that these other questions need to be discussed with the school committee at school committee meetings rather than taking up the time of this body on it. Many of us are not involved in this particular issue, and the details of whether or not we should spend $5,000 on a pilot program, I think it makes sense for us to let that be something for people to talk directly with the school committee.
Thank you, Mr. Pearson. Any comments on this amendment? All right, we'll vote on it. All those in favor? All those opposed? The motion fails. That brings us back to the main motion. Does anyone have anything more to say on this? Seeing none, let's put it to a vote. All those in favor? Thank you. All those opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. (4-21) Green Communities, $276,900 to be spent under the school committee. Ways and Means, please.
Ways and Means supported this Article 14-0.
Capital budget.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital budget voted 5-0 in favor.
School committee vote.
School committee passed 5-0 in favor.
Thank you. Are there questions on this article? Mr. DeBona.
Rich DeBona, Precinct 3. I have a question about the return on investment on this article. You're asking for a little over $250, plus it includes $250 of other funding. So you're spending a little over $500,000. What's the expected return on that?
Mr. Kuna.
Thank you. This is Bob. Sorry, my name is Bob Kuna, School Department. In the backup, there are some numbers in there that support that. Again, it's kind of finicky to give a definitive number, and I'm not dancing around the question. The reality is that we're going to a building right now that doesn't have that at all, right? So the first year is really going to be a warm-up to figure out, where our set points are, et cetera, et cetera. And again, these are all predictors based on weather patterns. So the ultimate answer is that, there's a possible savings of about $40,000 a year as an estimate. That's the predictor.
I'm sorry, did you say $40,000 a year?
Projected annual cost savings in the backup is about $40,000 per year.
I guess then I'd have to challenge that, because if I was spending $500,000, it's going to take me a hell of a long time to get that back at $40,000 a year. Those schools will probably be out of service, or at least a Pine Glen by that time.
So,
Anything further? Seeing nothing, all those in favor? Thank you. Opposed? Motion carries. 4-23, network equipment. Oh, excuse me, 4-22, School Committee, $335,000. Ways and Means, please. Mr. Davison.
No, he just said the wrong number.
That's what we're doing now, 4-22.
Okay, thank you.
I corrected myself.
I didn't hear you, sorry.
Ways and Means supported this 14-0.
Capital budget.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital budget voted 3-2. The votes against were the fact that the buildings do offer security at the present time. It's not ideal, but it does offer a secure environment for the students. That's why we were 3-2. Thank you.
Thank you. School Committee vote.
The school committee voted 5-0 in favor.
Questions on this? Mr. Young, keep it to the point, please.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
And who are you?
Bob Young, Precinct 3.
Thank you.
So my question is, I actually went to the prep meeting for this, so I brought this up before. This is designed for security, so being realistic about what's happened in different situations regarding schools, et cetera, I'm not convinced that someone that has a nefarious idea that they're going to go to the front door and ask to be buzzed in. So I'd like to have an answer for myself tonight and everybody here, anybody watching, or anybody's going to hear about this. They're not going to go to the front door. Locks are for honest people, I guess is the old thing, too.
Dr. Conti?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Mr. Young, we're trying to be very careful about locking all of the outside doors. There are many outside doors in schools, so one of the things that we're doing now is we're putting alarms on the door, because you can imagine at the high school, kids prop the doors open with rocks and they try to come and go. Now they require a key, and if they push open a door, an alarm goes off, so we're trying to alarm more of the outside doors to prevent that. But you're absolutely right, there are a lot of outside doors that we have to be mindful of. This article is 2 of our elementary schools, Francis Wyman and Pine Glen, were built at a time when you walked in the front door, you got access directly into the building. In some of our meetings with our parent-teacher organizations, they like the idea of a secure vestibule. All new schools now are being built with a secure vestibule, which means you have to come in an outside door, and then you have to get buzzed into the school. It's sort of like a holding area. And so we're looking to put a secure vestibule at Francis Wyman and at Pine Glen. We're just spreading them out over 2 years. So what you're voting on tonight is for us to put a secure vestibule. Essentially, it's going to be a glass box in front of Francis Wyman where the majority of traffic comes in. So parents or visitors will have to come in sort of the front door, and then there'll be a camera, and then they'll have to get buzzed in a second time and not have access directly into the building.
Could the same or a similar result be used, just an intercom, a video camera, and just say, who are you? I'm not sure what the box is really going to do for security.
Mr. Young, you need to stay to the point of this article. If you don't think this will do what you wish it to do, then please vote against it. But this is the article that they are presenting. They have looked at their options. We're not going to discuss what they may or may not decide to do. This is the decision in front of you.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Mr. Webb.
Okay.
Dave Webb, Precinct 7. First of all, it says 671,000 in the backup. So I assume you're doing just Francis Wyman here, because it says in the backup Francis Wyman and Pine Glen. So that's confusing. Closer? Okay, sorry.
Dr. Conti.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Mr. Kuhner just said, I think we submitted the backup prior to voting on this, and because of the limitation we had to do one project we're going to ask to do one project over each of the 2 years. So again, this is for Francis Wyman only, and next year we're going to propose for Pine Glen. The reason that we decided to spread it out over 2 years was the sort of managing the money that was made available to us with your approval. And also, by the time we felt we got it designed and bid out and constructed, it would probably be March or April of next year, and we would be close enough to town meeting where we could come back and ask for Pine Glen. We've put secure vestibules in at Fox Hill, so the current Fox Hill has a secure vestibule, and we've put a secure vestibule in this building. Again, that's not a secure vestibule with the door open right there, but if you go into the main entrance, you enter into a holding area before then you're buzzed into the main school. It's really meant to slow people down, and that's the entire intention of these secure vestibules, is not to prevent entry, because if someone really wants to get in, they'll be able to get in, but it's to slow people down as they enter.
I appreciate this, Mr. Moderator. Can I?
Go ahead, Mr. Webb.
I appreciate the safety issue, and we need that. There's no problem there. I just was confused with the dollar amounts here. Thank you.
Anything further? Seeing none, let's put this to a vote. All those in favor? Thank you. Opposed? Motion passes. 4-23, network equipment, $637,200 to be spent under the direction of the school committee. Ways and Means, please. Mr. Davison.
Ways and Means supported this 14-0.
Thank you. Capital budget. Mr. Woog.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital budget voted 5-0 in favor.
Thank you. School committee vote.
School committee voted 5-0 in favor.
Thank you. Questions on this article? Seeing none. All those in favor? Thank you. Opposed? Motion passes. 4-24, security upgrades, $54,800 to be spent under the direction of the school committee. Ways and Means, please. Mr. Davison.
Ways and Means supported 13-0.
Thank you. Capital budget. Mr. Woods.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital budget voted 5-0 in favor.
Thank you. School committee vote.
School committee voted 5-0 in favor.
Thank you. Questions on this article? Seeing none. All those in favor?
This is 423?
Yes.
Opposed? Excuse me? Do I have a question out there? All right. Don't confuse me. All right. All those in favor, please. Let's do this again. Thank you. Opposed? Motion carries. 4-25, tree maintenance, school committee. Mr. Ways and Means, please.
Ways and Means supported is 13-01.
Thank you. Mr. Webb, capital budget.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital budget voted 0-5.
Thank you.
I'll explain. After discussing the tree maintenance with Mr. Cuna, he expressed to us that the school has no desire to be in the tree business. So we had a further discussion with Mr. Egan in the Park and Rec Department, and we thought maybe in either now or in the future, the $50,000 for tree maintenance for the schools be moved over to Park and Rec, and there would be one contact point for removing or pruning or tree work in the town. According to Mr. Cuna, the school department has no equipment to handle any kind of tree issues whatsoever, whereas the park department does have chainsaws and a bucket truck and other equipment that would help do this type of work. So that's why we voted 0-5.
School committee vote. Ms. Masato.
School committee voted 5-0 in favor.
Thank you. Questions on this? Mr. Boyven.
Thank you, Bill Boyven, Precinct 1. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. My question is, will there be an arborist involved in deciding which of these trees require work and not be just being taken down because somebody wants them taken down? I, of course, am in favor of protecting as many trees as is feasible.
Dr. Conti, please.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, and Mr. Kuna can help me out. Mr. Boyven, this isn't meant for tree maintenance. This is really meant for emergency tree removal. If we have a tree that is leaning over a student parking lot, a large tree, or potentially near a playground, we just need to have the resources to get the tree down. Park and Rec is a great partner with us. They are our first call. Sometimes the trees are too large for them to handle as well. Brendan, I don't mean to say anything like that. You just have a certain amount of equipment. So this would really be for the school department to contract with a tree person for emergency situations, which we do have.
Ms. Wang.
Thank you. C. Wine, Precinct 5. Dr. Conti, can you explain the discrepancy between the 50,000 and 100,000 here?
Dr. Conti.
We cut it down.
Is the backup was done again? I'm sorry.
So thank you, through the moderator.
Mr. Kuna.
Our school committee had voted on this really close to the deadline of printing, and what had happened is we had reduced the overall number of this and the vestibule. So you'll see that this was originally $100,000 and reduced to $50,000, and then supported through Ways and Means and other departments at the $50,000 request.
Anything additional? Mr. Bell.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Roger Bell, Precinct 6. So this is a contingency plan, basically. You're asking if you, for $50,000 in case of, with a removal, if it's not something the rec department can do, you can go for outside services. Is that correct? You don't.
Moderator.
Mr. Kuna.
So we have trees that are identified in the backup right now that we're currently watching. So we don't want to actively take them down when they're not ready to, but they are concerns and they have been identified already. So I would say yes, but we're not going to do it tomorrow.
Just as a matter of information, if you don't use all that money, does that revert back to the town?
Ultimately, yes.
How is it? How do you spend that money? Is it? Do you apply through the town for that money as part of this approval tonight to spend it, or do we put it in an account for you? How exactly is it dispersed?
Dr. Conti.
Through the moderator, Mr. Bell, it's in a separate account for tree removal. If we don't, we can only use it for that purpose. If we don't use it, it would sit in that tree removal account. If the need happened to go away, just like any of these warrants, or if we didn't spend the entire amount, the school committee would vote to send the balance, and the balance goes back to the town. So it's not. It's money that is for emergency tree removal is what the warrant is for.
So it stays in there past the fiscal year. It would go into next year if you're saying it doesn't come back into the town's coffers if it's not expended in this fiscal year.
I believe it can move from one fiscal year to the next. I believe at some point, if it's 10 years from now and we haven't spent it yet, there may be, again, the school committee would probably say, or the Ways and Means would say, you haven't used that money for a long period of time. It needs to come back to the town, and you need to come back to town meeting. But again, We just need to have this source of money for unexpected tree work that does come up given the situation. And again, as Bob said, we already have some trees that we're watching, and we just need to move quickly if those trees deteriorate further. So it can only be used for tree removal purposes.
And I appreciate that, but it begs another question, which for this body is probably a question to be asked: how many other accounts that money is put into for these specific reasons and are sitting or languishing and never get back into the town's fiscal coffers as part of the next year's budget to be utilized? I mean, do we actually have a...
Roger, I think you're stepping out of line here. The issue before us is whether we want to have $50,000 spent on tree removal.
And I appreciate that, but it does beg that question.
Other warrant articles out there with money in them is not germane to this discussion.
But again, Mr. Moderator, just very quickly, all the warrants are on a monthly report to the school committee, which is public, that Ms. Kasia provides to the school committee. And every year, the school committee goes through sort of a cleanup for projects that we've completed. Again, if there's any contingency money left, that money can't be used for any other purpose. The school committee votes to send that money back to town hall. So that's kind of how this works. So there's a monthly accounting for the money in there. And again, a better example might be the vestibule you just voted. If it only costs $300,000 to complete and there's $35,000 left and we're all done, we can't use that $35,000 for anything else. The school committee, we would close out that warrant. The school committee would say that money needs to go back to the town. They would vote it, and then Nicole would send the balance back to town hall. Where it goes from there, John, where's it go? Closes out the free cash.
Way up the back is that.
Steve Marchese, Precinct 3. Could somebody tell me, I've been in this room now about 40 some odd years, and I've never seen this expenditure under the school department. Could somebody tell me when this has changed from the hands of the rec department? The other question I have is, knowing the history of the rec maintenance department, always had top quality individuals who had the ability to do this type of work. Why all of a sudden are we not doing it in-house? I can't get my hand around this and grasp it. And I would like to publicly congratulate the Capital Budget Committee. It's the first time in a long time that I've heard a 0-5 vote instead of 13-0-0-5-0-0. So congratulations on doing your homework on this thing. But if somebody can answer that question for me, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Dr. Conti, please.
Mr. Moderator, thank you. Mr. Marchese, I think this just has built up. I think Park and Rec is our first call. I think they handle the vast majority of the tree work that we need done. This is for emergencies and for trees that may be too large for Park and Rec's equipment. So it's a specialized account that can really impact our operating budget significantly because tree work is expensive. And again, if there's a tree that is in a precarious situation near a school, we need to have a resource to call and get it taken care of. But Park and Rec is our first call, and they do the majority of our tree work.
If I may follow up there, Mr. Moderator.
Go ahead, Steve.
If that's the case, Dr. Conti, how come it's in your budget per se instead of with the tree warden for the town of Burlington, and again in a recreational budget that says, hey, we need to have this? I mean, it seems like it would be the most appropriate place to put it, just my opinion. Thank you.
Dr. Conti?
Mr. Moderator, Mr. Marchese, we did talk about that, and we believe eventually it will be something worked out between the school committee and the Park and Rec committee, that we would put money in for tree maintenance and removal in one spot. I don't want it in the school department, to be honest with you, but we need to have trees removed if we need them removed. And again, so we'll work with Park and Rec, and I believe that's a good idea. It should eventually exist somewhere else. We just need the resources to, again, address trees that are going to potentially have an impact on a school property or near kids.
Mr. Rothfield?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Alex Rotfield, Precinct 5. So I'm just wondering, say, do we have to pay these emergency services some kind of annual,
Alex, keep the mic in front of your mouth, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Like this?
Better.
All right. Do we have to pay some kind of emergency contract service, like an annual fee, or is it a case by case? Like if you never need to get a tree removed, do we just keep all that money, basically?
Mr. Kuna?
Thank you. As Dr. Conti mentioned, so our first call would be the Recreation Department. The Recreation and the DPW have contracts with tree vendors already. So those are the two places that we would look first. The mechanism is already in place, meaning that we have about 200 acres just in school property alone, aging trees, right? Nobody really said, hey, how do we account for all of these trees? But now we're seeing them deteriorate. The problem is that if it's outside the scope that either DPW or Recreation can do, then what happens is somebody has to pay for it. Their budget's not set up for it. Our budget's not really set up for it, but we need the work to get done. That's why this conversation is happening, is because we've identified trees that need to get done, and there really just isn't a funding mechanism for it without hitting either one of our budgets or operating budgets that aren't prepared.
Mr. Rutherford, do you have a follow-up?
Sorry, I don't think that entirely answers my question. So I'm asking, you have the Parks and Rec and DPW, they have these contractors. Do these contractors typically say, hey, if you want to call us at all this year, pay X dollars a month, X dollars a year, and then call us later, we'll be there? Or is it like, you don't have to give us any money until you actually need us?
Mr. Kuna? Parks and Recreation Commission.
Thank you.
Mr. Egan.
So Bob and I work together when there's a tree emergency. Our staff is, as Mr. Marchese pointed out, is talented. They do take care of trees that we can handle with our equipment and our staff. If it is a larger tree or multiple trees or around power lines, things like that, we do call in one of our contracted tree companies. We do not pay to keep them on a retainer for the year. We source it out to a tree company that will be able to handle it.
Ms. Warren.
Thank you, Chris Warren, Precinct 4. I'm not sure how I'm going to vote on this, but I can say that Burlington, we have a lot of money. I think for me that somebody who very much realizes the impacts of the nonprofits, it's sad to me that when trees needed to be moved to build the community garden bigger, private donors had to be found that for $3,300. So it'd be nice to see if there was a little more help for the nonprofits. Thanks.
Ms. Leone.
Florence Leone, Precinct 1. I feel like there's been a lot of questions about what happens to the money if it's not spent. Perhaps the town accountant could answer those questions.
Ms. Leone, I believe that question was answered. If the money in the warrant article, as in all of these warrant articles that we've been voting on, is not expended, it flows to free cash. Mr. Clark, let's talk about tree contract, $50,000 for the school department to take down emergency trees.
So if I understand the ask here...
Who are you and precinct?
Oh, Anthony Clark, Precinct 6. So if I understand the ask here, this is essentially an operational Band-Aid until the rec department can get something more permanently set up to handle these situations going forward. Is that correct?
Mr. Kuna.
The immediate ask is to have the funding for trees that have been identified. The continued conversations and collaboration with the rec department will continue to happen, and hopefully this will be expended at some point, and then a different source will be identified in the future.
Thank you.
Mr. DeBona.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Rich DeBona, Precinct 3. I have two questions. One is, Mr. Moderator, if you could give me some guidance on how to vote for this. I don't remember the guy's name in the front that talked about voting 0 to 5 against it, that it should go into a different budget, and I would agree with that. I think the only thing I can do is vote no if I really favor that approach. Is there another option?
That's your option. You vote yes or you vote no.
Okay, and then the second question has to do with a concern that just popped up when a gentleman talked about emergency trees. If you've already identified the trees and they're in the backup, there's a map. If we don't cut the tree down and the tree falls, I'm concerned about that. So I think we should not wait and just, if you've got a proposal, cut them down, cut them down. We shouldn't be waiting.
Thank you, Mr. DeBona. Ms. Neufeld.
Phyllis Neufeld, Precinct 5. I move the question.
Second.
The question has been moved. It's not debatable. It's a 2/3 vote. All those in favor of moving the question? Thank you. All those opposed? It's clearly a 2/3 majority. The question has been moved. Now let's take a vote on the article. All those in favor? Thank you. All those opposed? It's a clear majority. The motion passes. 4-26, boiler room maintenance, 69, jurisdiction of the school committee. Mr. Davison, please.
Yes, sir. Before we voted unanimously 14-0, we had quite a bit of discussion about this and all of the warrant articles. And so we did support this 14-0 after significant discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Webb. Excuse me, Mr. Woods.
That's okay. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. A capital budget vote of 5-0 in favor.
Thank you. School committee, Mr. Sato.
The school committee voted 5-0 in favor.
Thank you. Questions on this? Seeing none. All those in favor? Thank you. Opposed? Motion passes. 4-27, HVAC maintenance, school committee, $753,500. Ways and Means Committee, please.
Ways and Means supported this 14-0.
Thank you. Mr. Woods.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital budget voted 3-2. A couple of folks felt that we could hold off on this, or they could put fans in the school for during the summer programs. Thank you.
School committee vote?
The schools committee supported this 5-0.
Thank you. Questions on it? Seeing none. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 4-28, middle school furniture, $101,000 to be spent under the school committee. Ways and Means, please. Mr. Davison.
Ways and Means supported the replacement of the school furniture, 14-0.
Thank you. Mr. Woods.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital budget voted 3-2. A couple of dissenting votes felt it was not necessary to be used at this time.
Thank you. Questions from the body? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Schools, scoreboards and technology, $99,000 to be spent under the authority of the school committee. Ways and Means, please.
Ways and Means voted 8-5-1 for the scoreboard article. The votes against were concerns about the scope of the article. There was some worry about, with the high school being redone, should we do the scoreboards now? There was questions about whether we needed 2 scoreboards at the football fields. So there were just, we had a long discussion and questions, but it did pass 8-5-1.
Mr. Woods.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Capital budget voted 0-4-1 against. Similar to Ways and Means, we thought it was inappropriate to be doing this now with the construction coming up for the high school. That the scoreboards do work. The high school has light bulbs, so if something breaks, they can replace them. So it's not needed at this time.
$0-4, I believe.
Yeah.
0-4-1.
Oh, I'm sorry, capital budget voted 0-4-1.
School committee.
The school committee voted 5-0 in favor.
Would Dr. Conte or Mr. Kuna care to respond to the comments from Ways and Means or from capital budget?
Yeah, we appreciate Ways and Means support on this, even though it wasn't unanimous. I think there was some uncertainty with the selection not finalized on which way we would continue to explore with the high school renovation. In either scenario, the gym was staying as part of the project, or at least proposed to stay there. So replacing the scoreboards was a concern that would they be damaged or would they be used or would we throw them away in a few years? I think with that decision being made right now that varsity field is staying and also that the gyms are staying, replacing that equipment would give us the new equipment now and allow it to use it up into the renovation and then past the renovation as well too.
Thank you, Mr. Kuna. Questions on this? Mr. Wood, oh no, Mr. Webb.
I know, we keep switching positions on you. Mr. Moderator, Dave Webb, Precinct 7. So, again, the worry here is that the high school renovation, so you're saying the high school renovation would not involve the gym and the scoreboards, or it would?
Mr. Kuna.
I'm saying that if the town meeting and the town as a whole supported the high school renovation, the existing gyms would stay in place and the existing varsity field would also stay in place. So putting these scoreboards and the speakers requested in this warrant article in those 2 locations would have minimal to no impact at all on the renovation of the high school. So yes, these would continue to function even if the high school is voted and supported to move forward with the renovation.
Follow on?
Go ahead.
So, again, just to clarify, if we did, if the high school renovation goes through, you still would need to replace the scoreboard in the gym that you're talking about. And you're saying you might as well do that now. It's not going to change whether there's a high school renovation or not. That need will still be there.
Mr. Kuna.
I'm saying that yes, but there is a non-functioning board on the varsity field that is part of the request to replace. There are speakers that are defective, which we are asking to replace. It is true that we do have light bulbs on the scoreboards in the rubber gym and wooden gym, but all the full circuits aren't working properly, and the connections to them are not solid, which is why we're asking for the request. If we are supported in this warrant article, those will all be installed and continue to function during and after the renovation of the high school, if supported.
Yes, Mr. Lozano.
Thank you. Bill Asano, Precinct 4. The scoreboard in the rubber gym, how many high school sports use that? What is that used for? I know there's a scoreboard at the middle school that I think, since I was there, is still non-functioning. I watch a lot of travel basketball in that gym, and every game there are people saying, what is the score of this game? So I'm not sure why the rubber gym is being replaced when there is a possible renovation, and why not the middle school scoreboard instead? And also high school sports, who uses the rubber gym scoreboard?
Mr. Kuna.
So the rubber gym is asking for only one scoreboard, and basketball and volleyball are played in the rubber gym. In the wooden gym, same, basketball, volleyball, by youth and by varsity level and junior varsity level teams.
Anything additional? Who's that hiding behind the mask? Mr. Stacci?
Joanne Fristacci, Precinct 3. Is the technology, does that involve the sound system?
Mr. Kuna.
Yes, sound system and the technology to support the wireless scoreboards in the wood and rubber gyms of the high school, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Miller has a question.
Yes. Dave Miller, Precinct 4. Has anybody looked into getting business sponsorship for the scoreboards to reduce the cost?
Did you get that, Bob?
I believe I did. We have not secured any funding for this, for these scoreboards. So at this moment, we do not have an additional funding source except for this request.
Anything additional? Seeing nothing. All those in favor? Thank you. Opposed? Let's try this one more time. All those in favor, please raise your hands high. Thank you. All those opposed? We're going to have a standing count on this. Do we have a couple people who can count? Thank you, Mr. Giannino.
Excuse me.
Okay. All those in favor, please stand.
No, keep looking. Is that a bride rolling down the... Ways and Means comes through.
Yeah, Gary's right there.
Thank you. All right. All those opposed, please stand. One online.
Go back to find out.
34? 24. I got your 9. Thank you. There being 55 in favor, 34 opposed, the motion carries. Okay, now, to make this a clean article number 4, we have to have one vote. What's the matter, Monty?
Mr. Moderator,
Last meeting, we had a discussion about the 10-year capital plan budget, and at that time, I was told that there was going to be a presentation before the body about
We're in the middle of taking a vote on an article, Monty.
I know, but I'm asking you when we can have that discussion.
Let me finish with what I'm doing, please.
Okay. As long as you don't forget.
Monty, how could I forget you?
Thank you.
Now you two have to like switch glasses and stuff.
So this becomes 5, 9, 6, 7, 401.
We don't do that.
Oh, anytime.
Okay. All right, we have to take a vote on essentially the first paragraph of Article number 4 to take care of the funding sources. So the motion in front of us is to see if the town will vote to transfer from free cash the sum of $5,967,401 from free cash, from Sewer Enterprise Fund, $40,000, and from the receipts reserved for Wetlands Fund, $42,000 for the items contained within the following proposal FY 2026 capital budget. That takes care of everything we've wrapped up and includes their funding source. Discussion on it. Mr. Connors?
Did that include the...
Yes, it did.
Okay.
It took that number out. Okay? You know what we're voting on? All those in favor? Thank you. Opposed? Article 4 passes in its entirety. Okay. Yes, Ms. Altman.
May we have a 5-minute little break, please?
You want to earn a minute?
No, I'm getting older. I need 5 minutes.
Go ahead. We'll have a 5-minute break. And I'm timing it.